Black Series Edition LLC. You know, we got some major changes coming for our company. At the end of the day, as I said before, we are going to be doing a lot of business offline for our company. We got these new containers coming in. We got these new backers coming in for our company. Not only that, we have a partnership we're working on right now, which is actually going to be fantastic. This is going to allow us to take our technology to another level. So let's talk about the fellow Jamie Fernando Gonzalez, which has been having a really extremely bad week. He tried to, and this is where I tell you what the jealousy comes in, and it's interesting watching the jealousy, how it's been, how this individual so much hates our products. Because again, he's mad because his products don't sell for what our products sell for. Because again, we can back our products. Our products are tested. And again, he has been requested multiple times to do this test against other products besides the network grade 773, which we all saw he clearly matched in demonstrations with other household products and continues to rip off new customers on his website. But let's talk about this right here. So this individual called himself trying to make our screen paint products live, and it failed misery, as you can see by the face plant thumbnail. Yeah, it landed that hard. So as again, rollers don't lie. I mean, anyone's ever painted with a roller, I'm pretty sure we all have, that you know that any color that you're painting on a roller, it's going to come up the same color on the roller. For anyone who sits there and says that's different, I don't know what freaking rock or planet you've been living on for the last century or so, but that's how it works. So anyway, last I checked, when I paint black screens in, that our rollers don't come up gray, they come up black. So if you're painting a gray screen paint product, it's going to come up gray. If you're painting a black one, it's going to come up black. If you're going to paint it red, it's going to come up red and blue and so forth. So the minute when I first saw the demonstration, the first thing I said was, this isn't going to go well. And it wasn't going to go well because that's not what we put in our products when we make them at all, period. So we knew at the door he doesn't know what he's doing or what he's talking about. So I guess he's desperately trying to retry over and over again, again, again. Buddy, if you keep retrying over and over again, what that sounds like, it sounds like someone really desperate and really jealous. But again, it doesn't mean anything to me at the end of the day because again, as I said before we showed you in the last demonstration, this individual is going to court and he's going to lose everything. And I mean literally everything. He has quite a few lawsuits coming up on top of him. All right, so PPJ or PPG white paint water, which again, he still didn't say anything about why he put water in the product because even he doesn't know what he's doing. He doesn't give any answer at all why he put water in there at all, period. He just something about what. I don't know what that even means. So then he goes into this story about how he uses the PPG to basically use it as a form of primer, that's expensive primer, over top his 3D printed objects. Problem with the PPG or J or what we're going to call it, that stuff is really, really fine. It's a very fine. I wouldn't even be using that as a primer. Basically, just using basic primer is all you're going to need, or just use network grade 773. Like I said, back in the day, I used to build old-fashioned model planes. Don't build them anymore, but yeah, we would never use Metallica silver as a form of primer. And anyone building models actually knows at the end of the day who does that. Usually it's just a basic flat primer, that's all. Pretty much that's what he puts in his screen paint, so that's why you use that as a form of an excuse. But anyway, let's move on. And the water. And again, doesn't tell you why he puts water into it or how the water reacts to it at all. Nothing at all. Just trying to make it seem like more than what it is. Who the frick puts water in friggin' paint to begin with? I don't understand that at all, period. Oh, I forgot. Danny does that. So I'm going to listen up here for a minute how he explains what the water's for.
Painting it by hand and all this stuff, so that's the reason I have that. PPG, gallon, and all that good stuff. So after that, I'm going to be probably doing 1 ounce of that metallic PPG and 1 ounce of water. Not a lot of water. If you could add more water, I'm just going to use that because of what it is. All right.
Of what it is?
By any chance, please?
What the heck is that term for? So you don't know why you're putting water into the paint. You're going to use that because of what it is. That doesn't make any sense at all, period. What do you mean by what it is? Let's go back and listen to that. He doesn't even know, again, doesn't know what he's doing. Jamie doesn't really know what he's doing when it comes to gray screen paint products because he doesn't know how to explain how they work and how they function and how they react. He really doesn't at all, period. He tells you a complete lie on something that he thinks it's going to do, but it's not. But he says by what it is.
PPG and 1 ounce of water. Not a lot of water. You could add more water. I'm just gonna use that because of what it is. All right. Can you guys hear me okay by any chance?
Of what it is. I don't know what that means. What is the purpose again of the water being in there? This is what I tell you, that when people get on camera, this is why stuff got to be tested, because they don't know what they're talking about of what it is.
So after that, I'm gonna be probably doing 1 ounce of that metallic PPG and 1 ounce of water. Not a lot of water. You could add more water. I'm just gonna use that because of what it is. All right. Can you guys hear me okay by any chance?
What the heck is by what it is? What does you mean by what it is? Why do you add water to it? What is the purpose of the water? Again, doesn't know what he's doing, doesn't know what he's talking about. All right. I don't want to hear the rant he has on here and the cringy talk about him having intercourse with his wife, which I do not want to hear again. So we're definitely muting this. I don't know why you would add that in there. That's really immature at the end of the day and very cringy. No one needs to know. But sometimes people talk a lot to prove themselves, especially when they have no way of backing it. So all he did was, when you add water into a paint that does not require water, he caused it to break the product down and make it weaker. That's what you're doing. Just weakening the product. And again, the silver you will never ever see. If anything, it's going to taint the black and make it gray. That's what's going to happen. That's why I sat there and said that the first from the door, if you call yourself making our product, we don't put that in our product at all, period. So what that's going to do is, that's going to turn the paint gray. That's what's going to happen there. But by what it is, still got to ask him, what does the water do? Because again, I don't know. Never heard of the term by what it is. I got to get some more sugar. Hold on for a minute. I do not have enough sugar in my tea. I'll be back. By what it is. What the freak is by what it is? What the heck does that mean? Now, I'm thinking about in 2024, we may be considering doing away with the website. I have not decided that yet, but it's just a thought. Because once with the backing with this new company helping us out, we may start our own online store, our own stores where people can come in and buy the product. That means we won't need the website anymore. But let's see what happens. Those are things we're thinking about right now for our future. And this is another thing we find interesting too. He never shows the labels on this container because the labels are literally so black. It's really hard to see them, but you still can see them. Another thing too, the batch number. He's changed his batch number twice. We actually have pictures of the batch number going in a different direction, and now it's in this direction. Keep in mind, all this is being set up for civil court for the end of the year. These are lawsuits that can be placed on Brad Sheep doing these fake demonstrations on our products. But that's something else too. That container, we have pictures of them from another one. See how he flashes it? There's no label on it. That's actually just black paper. That's Mr. Matthews' container. We know that from the door. And we know for a fact that the product was tampered with because, again, the container that Mr. Matthews displayed in the video demonstration was retaped and reopened because we saw piles of tape on the top, and we don't have piles of tape layered on the top at all, period, because we have a heat gun and melts it right down to the surface. So we know from the door that it was actually open and tampered with because this is a constant, what's the word for it? A constant identity of Crow. What he likes to do is tamper with people's products. So we know that already from the door. But like I said, these are things you'll have to back up in civil court. And these individuals do so much dirt that they don't realize that the dumb stuff that they do, that they're easy to be caught. Couple of things that popped up that we knew the screen, first of all, wasn't black. Well, number one, it was going to be black because of what he put in it. That already was the first thing that told me that the screen was going to come up gray because of what he dropped into it. One of the things you have to test when you're working with a black technology, you have to do the black versus black. I see a lot of people will try to skip that and think it's not necessary. It's necessary. Number one, they need to see if the product is 100% black. That's why you do black versus black. You do a pour out. You can't do a pour out because your screen paint is coming up gray. Now, since Jamie failed on the first one, actually got a chance to go into the room and chat with him, and he sat there and said, well, wait till next time. There is no next time. What are you talking about next time? Buddy, you had one time, one job, and one time to get it right, and you couldn't get it right. So not only can't you test your product correctly and pass basic house paint, but you can't even make our product. Oh, by the way, that label sitting over there, got a copyright sitting on it. Like I said, he's going to be receiving another one of those documents from us. Actually, this end of this month, there's another one coming for you from the Copyright Claims Office. But let's look at this. As again, rollers don't lie. And as you can see, the roller is not black, the roller is gray. I sent this to 42 people. They all came back laughing. It was like, is he colorblind? Apparently he is colorblind. That's a gray roller. Now, again, I literally had to try to have an argument with you by saying rollers change. No, buddy, it has nothing to do with the roller. You literally just painted in a gray screen. That's what you did. Now, a couple of things that people looked at, I told you to drop these in forum sites. Number one, same thing I picked out what someone said. See this black label here? Doesn't match here at all. Yeah, that doesn't match at all. Another thing two people are questioning too, the container we have here, there's no imprint of any label. That's just a black piece of paper against it. They also too wanted him to pull that off and put that in front of the camera. They want to see that up close. He ain't doing that. We already know that from the door. But let's get back to this. Look at the rollers. The rollers are gray, not black. So that's how we know, and you can look in the demonstration, that Jamie didn't paint in a black screen. He literally painted in a gray screen. Well, let's continue on watching this. I muted this because it gets kind of cringy. Talking about having intercourse with his wife, I don't want to know about that crap. Let's keep this professional. No one needs to know about that much of your personal life. Now again, when I went back to have a conversation with him and I sent him pictures, we took screenshots through everything. I asked him what's the deal with the roller. Why is your roller coming up gray for a product that's supposed to be black? And he stated, well, just stay tuned. Stay tuned for what? What are you going to do this like 30, 40 more times to see if you can get it right? No, we ain't got time for that. You had one job and you messed it up. You couldn't do it. That's why we got the thumbnail of the hard face playing, because that's literally what happened to him. Why do you even try? Look at this. Painted in a dark gray screen. Because he never said black. He just sat there and said, oh, it's a dark mix. No, what is it? We don't make dark mix. Is it black? Was it a black that we were trying to say? Because nope. That right there, buddy, you just paint has a gray roller. Your screen, your roller, remember I stand a little bit around. What is blocking my stand? Something's always down here blocking my stand. Oh, I see it's blocking my stand. Okay, it's a cable. All right, here we go. Your rollers are gray. That's it. That's the end of the story. There's nothing more to talk about. You can't paint a screen and come up with gray rollers. So I've never ever painted a black screen and came up with gray rollers. That's virtually impossible. I don't know what's worse. The fellow that did the HD, Plasma HD, he calls himself Phantom HD, who claimed that the Valve screen was a super projector and super screen. Found out the projector was low under specifications, and then even worse, that the screen matched the white screen. I don't know what was worse with that one right there, or the fact that you got up there bragging that you can make our products and the product comes out gray. It's blocking my stand. It's making my stand not move. There we go. And that right there, my friend, is a gray roller. That is pretty sad. Let's show you something else that was really interesting in the demonstration. We also found it was interesting. Let's go over here. This section right here. So another thing they pointed out in the form. Oops, let me bring this down so you can't see this in this gray area right there. There you go. So the reason why we know about this, oh yes, yeah. The reason why we know about these fails because he tried this before with the 12s. And again, same white mixture, same thing. Now watch the pour out. There we go. So the pour out, the product is gray. That's black. That's gray. So what you did was you just sat there and you on camera and just made a gray screen paint. That's what he did. Sorry, but it's funny. It's hilarious. I love when people sit there and try to make our products, and they just fail miserably. There's no tests at all showing that their products are exactly like ours. They just basically try to paint something and say, voila, we got this stuff. No, it works. No, sorry. That doesn't work. When you get a chance to step out in the real world to go to forum sites and stuff, all your product has to be tested, and none of your products are tested. So there is no way in the world you're going to make our stuff, because again, you have to pass all test demonstrations to prove that you have my product. But first, before you can go down that road, you have to literally make a screen paint that's black. And that's not black. That would never pass a black versus black. Now, we're going to make this ingredients right here. We don't really are in a rush to make it, because again, we can automatically tell from the door it's not black, it's gray. But we're going to make it and have some fun with it. But this nonsense right here, yeah, this is, and even the screen and the display, that's coming up gray. That's not even black at all, period. So how is this supposed to be our products and they're coming up gray? But okay. Come back this just a little bit here. I knew that was going to have bad results. And like I said, he did the same thing when he called himself making our products. Jamie, at the end of the day, my customers buy my products. They paint my screens on. They know that their rollers don't come up gray after get done painting our screens, and they come up black. All of them know that. People with businesses know that. So people watch these demonstrations. Only people who support this nonsense, or basically people who your naysayers support this. So we know at the end of the day that if they're buying a product from you that clearly has matched house paint on every level whatsoever, the intelligent level is not there at all at the end of the day. They support you because we've seen the products that you push out, and they are scams. So we know that already. So they're just supporting you for the sake of just basically just saying whatever you need to hear to make you feel happy, joy. But keep in mind, as I said before, these are the same individuals that are not going to be there for you when you have to go to court for those copyright infringement charges and criminal charges that are coming up. They're not going to be there to help you out with your financial woes or anything you're going to have to go through, or legal issues, because you are going to have to pay for an attorney for the civil court, and you're not going to have the money for that. If you already owe us a lawsuit already, that's going to be a little hard to do. I don't know how you're going to handle those lawsuits right there. You are going to need attorneys for those. But anyway, yeah, so your yes group, yeah, did nothing to help you out whatsoever. And again, for those of you in that group who sat there and claimed that the product, Irish, I think your name is Irish, I forgot the other guy, I think it was Irish, that's your name is, who sat there and said that it's a black product, you are definitely colorblind. Because again, rollers don't lie. And that roller, my friend, is gray, not black. All right, that's pretty much it for me. Just want to come in here and just top this off for today. Top off the lawsuit that's coming toward Fernando Gonzalez, and also to the face plant video he just did, where basically he could not make our products. Again, this is the reason why people like this should not be selling screen paints. They can't make our products, and they can't even make their own correctly. With that being said, hope you enjoyed the video demonstration. I gotta go, and God bless. Whew, that's what I'm talking about.